Okay, so Ray, next is Fastedge, one of my favorite products. A lot of information and a lot of misinformation about what to do with this product. So we're going to go into this in depth.
I agree with you with misinformation.
Yeah.
Just talk to some people. Everybody knows most of it about the fast caps.
Yeah.
Very few people know about the fast edge.
Right.
And I, of course, I'm hungry here to learn about it.
And the other thing too is the people that do know about Fastedge, they use it wrong. Sometimes they have problems. So we want to address all the issues to get past all the problems so we can educate people and be successful with it.
That's what I'm looking for.
So away we go. So let's start off with the basic stuff. Number one, Fastedge comes in 3 different packaging configurations. A 50-foot roll, just like this, and then a 250 and a 600. And of course it comes in all the different materials. It comes in PVC, real wood, pre-finished wood, and any custom color. We can run any laminate, anything you want. You name it, we can do it. Any questions on that one?
All the different colors it comes in, all the different species it comes in, always has the adhesive already attached to it.
If it's Fastedge, that's correct. Otherwise it'd be just standard edge banding. What makes Fastedge is that we take a standard edge banding and apply our adhesive to the end of it. And the reason why that's relevant compared to iron-on is made with melamine paper. And melamine paper cracks and it's not flexible. Ours is super durable, so we get the best of both worlds. We get the durability of PVC with the ease of peel and stick over using an iron. So that's the big advantage on that. So anyways, let's start off with putting a piece of Fastedge on. So I'm going to open up my package here, and when you open up the 50-foot roll, you have a little piece of a brochure here. It can really get stuck to here, but it peels off for the most part. And then we grab a piece of Fastedge out of here. Could you grab me the trimmers over there, the cutters? And this is the first problem that you might encounter when you get a piece of Fastedge, is this curl. Okay, you do not want to put this curl on the wood because it naturally wants to pull off. So you want to get that curl out of there, and the way you do that is simply by taking it on the edge of a bench just like this and holding it like that and taking the memory out of it real quickly. And of course the tighter the coil, the more the memory is going to be. But look at that, you got a flat piece just like that, very simple. So release the memory, and particularly in wood. When you get the wood, you want to just take a second.
Put a lot of pressure.
Go ahead and try it. The key is the angle, actually, the angle at which you do it. So let me do it from this way for the camera angle for Andrew so he can see. So if you get a steeper angle on there, you're going to get a better release. It actually went the other direction on that one, okay? So if you want to go back the other way, just go like that, and away you go. But the bottom line is get the memory out of it so it's not in a big coil. So that's number one. Number two, we'll take our melamine board, we'll throw it in the vise right here, and we're going to get a couple tools real quick. We need a roller and a trimmer and the 3 accessories that we're going to use, okay? So this is how fast it is. You peel it off like that, peel off the back side, take that, put it on layer. You don't have to be too careful. Roll it just like that, and the rolling is what works the glue into those pores. We talked about that 5.5 mils of acrylic adhesive, very thick so that it works in there. The next thing I like to do is take the flush cut trimmers, take those, make sure we're trimming just like that, and boom, nice trim job. And if we don't get a nice trim job, I like to make sure, see, I've got my finger right here, and that finger's holding it up tight against the edge so that I get a nice clean cut on the end of there. Okay? And if it's not good enough, you can come back and actually trim it again. The problem...
Your finger?
Yeah, just hold your finger and so it's flat. Right. There you go. Now here's another trick though. When you're doing it, you can take it and tilt this back at a little bit of an angle, which will be a good thing too, because then if you do that, then there's no way anything can catch on the edge. The only problem with doing that, Ray, is if you're doing a door, and you're edge banding all the edges, you'll get a little gap there. Okay, so we're going to go over that in a minute. So we've got that. I'm going to just roll it one more time just to make sure it's perfect. Then you take the quad trimmer, which is a very cool trimmer, which has a pneumatic system. I don't know if you're aware of this. The old one has the springs. This one doesn't. We came up with this idea as a result of taking a syringe, holding our finger on the end of it, pushing down on it. Our engineer pushed down on it and noticed that it sprung back and said, why don't we do this with air? Isn't that cool? So now we've got a more ergonomic tool, much more comfortable.
Brakes have tendency
We lose them.
after a while,
Right.
you have to adjust it by hand.
And this is
style.
always good. You just take it apart, pull it open a little bit, and you get your air pressure back in there.
It's very soft.
Very soft, comfortable, easy to take apart. But the other thing that's cool about the quad trimmer also is that it trims both directions where the old ones do not. It trims both forward and back. So you get 4 times the trimming, well, twice as much trimming because it trims top and bottom, back and forward. And the one I'm using here is the carbide one. The red one's carbide, the blue one is high-speed steel. This is about $39 as opposed to $20. So
The difference is longevity on the blade.
you got it. So here's another key thing. When you start trimming, this is the problem that people have with this trimmer more than anything else, is the blade is right here in the middle, right? Okay? Well, if you start trimming right in the middle, you're not going to do it. So you got to back it off so the blade's back behind where you're going to start your edge banding, and then push. Okay? There you go. Absolutely. You got it. Now you don't have to stop. You could go all the way through, but you're just doing it.
Right, I want to
Okay.
feel for it.
There you go. And it does a perfect job. And that adhesive is on there too. So just for fun, I like to peel it off so people get an idea of how well it's stuck on there. You can see I've got the edge. I'm not getting the edge at all here. I'm going to peel that underneath there. And Andrew, I'm going to let you come in, zoom in on this really quick so you can kind of see what's going on. So now you can see the adhesive growing the legs here, right? See how it's got all the legs on there? And this is going to cure. The longer it's on there, the stronger it gets. And look, it's pulling up all the particulate as it comes up. It's pulling the fibers right out of the wood. This stuff sticks so well. See how that is? It's pretty amazing. Now, rolling was a key part of that. We want to roll it well to work that adhesive in.
It's the same adhesive that you would find on your fast cap.
It's the same adhesive. High performance acrylic, 5.5 mils. Totally waterproof, minus 30 plus 250
Now, I
degrees.
noticed on your packaged roller, you have 2 metal rollers and 2 rubber rollers.
Excellent point. So I'm going to pull that all the way off. The reason we did that is because originally we came up with the metal rollers. The metal applies maximum PSI of pressure because it's totally hard. There's no energy dispersion at all. It all goes down in. But people came to us and said, hey, they're afraid of the metal wheels marring the surface on a finished surface. And they were using this for rolling laminate and all kinds of other things. Right. So we made the rubber rollers, and it's very simple. You just pop these wheels out just like that. You just push on the side with a screwdriver or whatever you want. And then you can just take the rubber wheel and pop it back in, and away you go. So it's pretty simple. So I like the metal wheels personally because I want the maximum PSI every time I'm doing it. So that's how easy it was to put on Fastedge. Now, one of the other issues that I see happen from time to time is with cleaning the material. So I'm going to take some lacquer thinner here, and I'm actually going to grab another piece and we're going to put it back on. We've peeled that off so you can get the full effect.
Can I do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. And you can do the back course on there too, the taking the memory out of it. Now, one other issue that we want to be thinking about is cleaning it. If you do the trimming correctly, there really is no adhesive to clean up.
Right.
But occasionally people, I don't know how they do it, but they get a lot of adhesive on the side of the board because their trimmer gets all glue, a bunch of glue all over it because they're not using it right. I don't have that problem, but occasionally it happens, so they start cleaning then the board with lacquer thinner, and you can do that. But the key is how much lacquer thinner.
Right.
So when you're cleaning the board, you put a little lacquer thinner on your rag. You don't want to have it soaked, and you want to lightly wipe it. But if you've got that thing saturated on the edge, that lacquer thinner is going to go right into there, and that's the base for this stuff. You'll just destroy the adhesive. So you got to be very careful of that. We do recommend a citrus cleaner. Works very well, actually, for cleaning the residue up. Now, one other cool little thing you could do is you could also take our little sander, and this thing is amazing, and you go over that one time, and now you've broken all the edges, so there's no sharp edges on there. Isn't that cool?
Fast break.
Fast break trimmer. Again, developed by a cabinet maker, and just like that, you break the edge. And really, it takes just one pass.
And it can be used in many different applications.
Right, so on shelving, so let's say you're doing your shelves, and you've got a whole stack of shelves, and you got all these sharp edges on there, boom, one pass, done, feel that. Just like that. Isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful thing for melamine. This is really a handy tool. So that's Fastedge, basic Fastedge. Now let's go into more complicated Fastedge, okay?